What's going on, everyone? So, by now, I'm sure most, if not all of you, are aware that Craven Something Scary has passed away. Um, it's been tough. We've known about it. And, obviously, we wanted to be respectful to the family. We wanted to kind of wait and get the confirmation and get the okay to, let his audience know, this community know, right? Said it in the community post, right? Like that he was the heart and soul of this community. He was the heart and soul. He was the driving force. He was the thing, the glue that put us all together. And it's it's devastating. It's hard to put into words. It's hard to put into thoughts, right? Like it's it's something that I myself and you know the collective, we knew for some time. We knew that this was something that was probably coming sooner rather than later. But still, even knowing and kind of preparing, embracing ourselves for it, it still is something that it's still tough, right? It's still it's hard, right? And but at the same time, I know Craven. I mean, we've built an incredible relationship and friendship and brotherhood, and the I know a lot of people want answers. I know a lot of people have questions, and I'm seeing it. One, please be mindful and respectful to Craven and his family. If you want to go to his page and show him some love and stuff like that, that's totally okay. But please don't bombard the page or reach out to family members or anything like that with any type of questions or anything. Be respectful to his family. Myself, Killjoy Jake, the Night Watch Zone, Craven wanted us to continue the Lethal Collective. He wanted us to continue to do that and honor him when we're doing that, right? And we talked about how he's going to be involved in that and stuff like that. And so there will be a time and a place. I assure you, there will be a time and a place for what we can provide. Obviously, we want to be respectful to the family and what they're willing to let us divulge and whatnot. So just keep that in mind, right? We would love to tell you anything, but we always want to be respectful to the family. Obviously, he's passed away. Many of you were along for a lot of that journey because he did a lot of live stream stuff like that, and you saw the times that he was sick and things like that. And so again, just please be respectful. We want to try to do some type of, like memorial stream or something like that for like the collective, like myself, Killjoy Jake, Craven Something Scary, or the Night Watch Zone, to do something for Craven Something Scary. But obviously we want to make sure, and there's things going on, right? As you can imagine, when somebody passes away, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So we want to do something right. We want to try to help the family as much as possible. So look forward to that stream. And like I said, we will do our best to try to, console and answer questions and do all those things. But at the same time, like, I know Craven, and he would want us to celebrate his life. I mean, he told us as much, right? Like, he wants us to continue to do the collective. He wants to still be remembered. I mean, all of you watching this video right now, were all such a huge influence on him as much as he was on all of us, right? I mean, the guy, just me and him got in all kinds of debates, and but some of people's favorite videos were myself and him just going at it about the stew thing. And as painful as it is, and it is painful, and it sucks. He was a friend, and he wasn't just a colleague. It wasn't just like, oh, somebody I worked with at no, like, he was my brother, right? Like, I love the guy, but I know that he would want us to celebrate his life. He was always it was always a celebration. The last stream he was supposed to do was a celebration. That's what he always did. He celebrated. He celebrated life. He celebrated Scream. He celebrated Stew, right? I'm still not joining the Stew train, Craven, right? Like, it's just, again, I'm filled with so many emotions, as I'm sure many of you are, and it's hard. I never thought nor wanted to ever make a video like this, but like, I also don't want it to be all sad. Like, I don't want it to be all, obviously we're all feeling sad and we're all feeling emotional, and it's tough and it's hard and all that stuff. But again, just talking to Craven and just the spirit he had the last time we got to talk to him. If you saw Jake's video, gave you guys a little insight in it. We had a meeting. We were supposed to do a collective stream. We ended up not doing the collective stream because Craven wasn't feeling good, and he called a meeting, an emergency meeting. He's never done that before. So we all kind of knew that that was probably potentially the last time we got to talk to him. And I'm thankful that I got to do that, and we got to say goodbye, and we, text after, and it was I'm very blessed and thankful that I got to share that last moment with him and that memory. And we laughed and we made some jokes, and we talked about things. And don't get me wrong, it was hard, it was painful, it was emotional, it was so many other things. But like Craven said, he wants to be celebrated, right? He wants to be remembered. And he will, right? Like, trust me, myself, Killjoy Jake, Night Watch Zone, all of you, I know he will live on forever. And again, it's anytime something like this happens, it's hard to put on a smile. It's hard to fully embrace the celebration side, because you're feeling the emotions, you're feeling the frustrations even. I think about, because many of you probably know, I've talked about it before in the past, like I lost my mother and my grandmother to cancer the same way. And just seeing Craven, I knew it was coming. I seen the signs. I lived through it on several occasions, unfortunately. But again, it's hard in that moment. It's hard even now to try to, shine a light to an extent. But again, I know that's what Craven wants. I know Craven, he wouldn't want us all, bawling our eyes out and just, he'd want us, like, look at what I did type thing, choo choo, right? Like celebrating Stu and stuff. Like, look, Scream had, like, I'm not a Stu guy. Many of you know, not gonna lie, I kind of want Stu in the next Scream movie. I do, because, it's Craven deserves. If anyone deserves it, it's Craven. And again, I'm trying to shine some light. I'm trying to, bring some joy. I'm trying to, I want us to, even when we do the streams, even when we do the collective and things like that, I want to, obviously the first one or two or several are going to be, it's going to be weird. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. It's going to be emotional, but I want it to be as joyous as possible. I don't want to sulk in Craven, right? I want to embrace Craven. I want to love Craven. I want to celebrate Craven and all that he meant to me, many of you and all of us, right? It's a very hard situation. It's a very tough moment. We've all kind of, behind the scenes, we've talked and had our conversations, and we're all kind of course, dealing with it in our own way, as I'm sure you all are. And it's a weird spot for even myself and Knight and Jake and everybody to be a part of, because, again, I know so many of you have questions and want to know and are looking to us to answer all those questions and things like that. And we're in a spot where, we want to be mindful and respectful and all of those things. So, again, please understand. But I don't want this video to be all sad. I don't want the live streams to be all sad. I don't want the things to be all sad, because Craven wasn't all sad. Even when he was going through what he was going through, he wasn't crying about it. He wasn't sulking about it. He was on the stream, giving you 100. Doing the Lethal Collective streams and doing his channel streams and stuff like that. He always had a smile. He was laughing. He was joking. He was doing, he toughened up and just did it. And so I feel like, at least for me personally, if I'm not doing the same for him, I'm not doing him justice, if that makes sense. Right? Obviously, we all have our own ways of dealing with grief and our emotions and things like that. And, but for Craven, I think of, the journey and how, he still showed up with bells on. He still was there and and fought through it and just had a good time, right? Like every time it was a good time, even with him dealing with everything he was dealing with and the sickness and all of it, right? Like he still managed to get up, joke, we'd laugh, we'd talk about things, we'd still go on our little rants and debates and stuff, and he's dealing with pain and on medication, doing all this stuff, right? And at the end of the day, it didn't matter. He wanted to be there for all of you. He wanted to be there for me. He wanted to be there for Knight and Jake, and that's who he was. That's the guy he was. That's the man he was. It's the brother he was. And so I just feel like, me personally, again, we all are going to approach this differently, but I just feel for me personally, I have to do right by him. I want to keep things light. I want to keep things happy. It's happy as that is. Maybe that's not the right way to explain it and approach it. I'm hoping that this comes across correctly, but it's I don't want it to be all sorrow. Right? Because Craven wasn't that way. Craven wouldn't want it to be all sorrow. I wouldn't want it to be that way. Right? It just, and having those last conversations with him, and just him explaining what he wanted from us and how he wanted us to approach everything and stuff. Like, again, I want to honor that. And he would want me joking about Stu and bringing up memories and having conversations. Like I said, we'll go into it more when the time is appropriate and we're able to do a live stream and stuff like that, and maybe try to raise some money to help for costs and stuff like that. We're trying to figure some stuff out. Obviously, we want to give the family time, let the family kind of figure everything out that they need to figure out. But when we can, we will. I promise we'll do something. We'll have something, a celebration, again, because that's what it will be. It'll be the celebration of his life, not the mourning of his death. And I want to keep Craven's legacy alive. I want to keep his memory alive. I want to, I won't be able to talk about Stu without it, right? Like, it's just, I mean, even the videos, every time I talk about Stu, I mention Craven in my videos, right? So, I just, it's tough, and I get it, but I love him. I know all of you love him. I know for a fact he loves all of you. And we have each other to lean on. We have the community to lean on. You have myself and Killjoy Jake and the Night Watch Zone, and like I said, we will do our best to try to navigate this and be here for everybody as much as possible. And again, I know that there's so many people that have so many questions and all kinds of things, and like I said, myself and all of us, we want to try to, again, answer as much as we can, but at the same time, we don't want to inconvenience the family. Everybody is going through their own emotions. Knight and Jake and myself, we're going through our stuff. So, it's a shock for everybody. Like I said, we kind of knew it was coming, but even when it's coming, it doesn't stop the reality of it, right? Like, so anyway, again, let's celebrate Craven, right? Let's not mourn him. Let's celebrate his life. Let's keep his memory alive. Let's talk and laugh and, talk about the good times and have the little inside jokes and the little conversations. I know all of you have those moments. So let's really, again, let's appreciate the man that he was. Let's appreciate the impact that he had on all of us. Let's appreciate and celebrate who he was. You talk about somebody that, you hear the saying, like, oh man, that person take his shirt off his back to get, like, Craven was that man. He was that guy, like, shirt, shoes, whatever, right? Like, you need it, it's yours, and there's very few honest, kind, caring, loving, just very few people like Craven in this world. And we lost a good one. We did. But we will rally as a community, and we will, again, celebrate him, because, again, that's what he wants, and that's what we will do. So, again, stay tuned. keep an eye out on myself, Night Watch, Killjoy Jake. We will try to update you in ways that we can. We will, like I said, at some point do some, you know, some memorial stream. Try to keep things. Obviously, that'll be emotional and all that stuff, but we'll try to keep it as light as possible, as again celebratory of his life as possible. But stay tuned. Like I said, we will do our best to do whatever we can. But love you, Craven. Rest in peace, my friend. I know you're watching over all of us. I know I'm gonna have some dreams where you're in my dreams. If Stu's on Scream in Scream 7, you're gonna be like, I told you so, and I'm gonna have to deal with that. But no, but seriously, I do. I love him. I know he loved all of you, and we were blessed to have him for the time that we had him. But let me know down in the comments. Let's celebrate Craven. See you guys.